The 10th week of the National Football League season is hitting tonight. We're hitting double digits.
Let's go.
We are officially in the second half of this regular season. And at this point in time, as the Raiders go visit the Broncos to kick things off to the week on Prime Video tonight, I'll be straight up. This is one of the most wide-open seasons I can recall in my now 23rd season of doing this. The NFL Network just celebrated our 22nd anniversary earlier this week. I can't recall a time where it's just like, this is anybody's game. Mm-hmm. And it's not just anybody's game. It's anybody's game of, I put out a power rankings list of 10 teams that left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers often.
Yeah.
And the San Francisco 49ers often. And the Pittsburgh Steelers often. And I just named you a 6-2 team and a 6-3 team and a 5-3 team. And there's always a team like, say, the 4-4 Vikings that can come out of nowhere and start to catch fire with their young kid and J.J. McCarthy, who look terrific. The Jaguars aren't on that list. They're 5-3. The Panthers aren't on that list. They're 5-4, feeling good about themselves. You know, so there's all of that from my power rankings list. And, you know, there's the Chargers at 6-3, sitting right there. Mm-hmm. And they were the ones who started this whole thing off on the second night of the season with a win over the Kansas City Chiefs, who are on that list at 5-4. It's flat out wide open, and the rubber meets the road in so many different ways this weekend. 6 divisional games. 6 divisional games, because we've been talking about the Colts sitting at the top of the AFC South. The Jacksonville Jaguars are playing the Houston Texans. We last saw them play each other in week number 3. That was when Jacksonville surprised them, and the Texans were in a deep hole. And now the Texans are 2 games under 500, and the Jaguars are 2 games over 500, and they just acquired Jacoby Myers from the Raiders. And we'll see how that improves things. And we'll see which one of these 2 teams can emerge to threaten the Indianapolis Colts, who Houston is yet to play and who Jacksonville has yet to play. So the winner of this game, I understand the Jaguars are currently in a better position, but if the Texans wish to be in a better position, they need to win this game, and C.J. Stroud is not playing in this game because he got knocked out of last week's game by Denver, and he's in a concussion protocol, so it's Davis Mills who has that task to win that game. That's a big contest. You've got also the Rams and the 49ers. Hello.
Hey now.
Because the Niners took a piece of the Rams earlier on a Thursday night that occurred in week 5, when the Niners were as banged up as any team as you can possibly have, went into Los Angeles, went up the road in SoFi, and they hit the Rams right in the mouth and held on to win that game. That's the one where Kendrick Bourne, I think, had 19,000 yards receiving.
Right.
So many.
He was unstoppable that game.
In place of everybody who was hurt. Kittle wasn't back yet either. And Mac Jones started to show everybody, oh, okay, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. This is the way it can go without Brock Purdy. And sure enough, Mac has done his job. He takes on the Rams this weekend. It looks like it'll be him again. 6-3 against 6-2. That's a monster big game. As the Seattle Seahawks come off of their win on Monday Night Football in Washington, D.C., and they are the ones, Sunday Night Football, and they are the ones to welcome in the Arizona Cardinals, who are coming off of their Monday Night Football win in Dallas. And if the Cardinals, who have placed Kyler Murray on injured reserve to remove the question of whether this offense should stick with Jacoby Brissett or not. And again, this is another instance where there are some people who look at it like the Vikings did when they sat down J.J. McCarthy with an ankle injury. This is now a foot injury that for some reason can't be healed soon enough. Or
4 to 8 weeks.
He really can't come back from it. But can the Cardinals come back from losing 5 in a row after starting 2-0? Could they use last Monday night's win in Dallas to go into Seattle, where the Seahawks haven't played winning football, believe it or not? All of their wins none of their losses, let's put it that way, have come on the road. They lost week 1 to San Francisco there, if you remember, before Brock Purdy got hurt in that game. And then they lost to Tampa. Can they, I can't believe it, hold serve at home in this divisional battle? And if they do, they're 7-2. And they could actually take first place. They would actually take first place if the 49ers win, because the Niners would be 7-3. And if the Rams win, well, guess what? The following week is when the Rams play Seattle. That'll be amazing. Seattle playing the Rams twice for the rest of the season, but that's next week. So the NFC West has big divisional battles that we've been waiting for, to be honest with you. The Panthers are taking on the Saints. They're 5-4. That's a divisional battle. If the Panthers go 6-4, they're officially on a Thursday a higher register team. Well, look out for the Panthers. Like, I don't know what's going on with them. You got to start paying attention to them down there. I don't know if there are any of your Thursday higher registers for later on. I didn't mean to mac any of your ground.
You're in the clear.
Okay, but they're not mine later on, so I'll just set the stage for a Thursday higher register. Hey, man, you got to look out for this Panthers team. They could be in the mix. Everybody keeps talking about everybody from the NFC West, but you got to look out for them. They should win this football game, right? Division game at home. They played much better at home than they have on the road, although they just came up with a big road win in Green Bay. How do they follow that up? Oh, and speaking of Green Bay, I understand it's not a divisional battle, but there are 4 games between teams 500 or better this weekend. I mentioned one of them already, Rams and 49ers. Eagles and Packers finish things up on Monday Night Football. And the conference is up for grabs.
Tasty.
Honestly, you look at the NFC standings, the conference is up. This, to my point about this is a wide open race. You've got 4 6-2 teams. The Rams are the 5 seed right now. The Packers at 5-2-1 once upon a time atop the conference. That lost to Carolina, which has Carolina now 9th, because the Bears are 5-3 at 8th. They're also not in my power rankings to be mentioned. I mean, what a massive game that is. Because at the same time this week, we also have a game above 500 between the Patriots and the Buccaneers.
Super Bowl preview?
Okay, pal. Bucks are, listen, at this point in time, it's 7-2 versus 6-2.
Take your heart pills and buckle up.
Thank you, Coach.
Once upon a time, 1-2, they've won 6 in a row, just like the Broncos coming into Thursday Night Football to start the week. Because the Bucks should be healthier. Although Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin were not out in practice on Wednesday, everybody thought,
or today.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. But this is the first instance since the Patriots won the second of their 6 in a row, where they go on the road and everyone's like, nice young quarterback you got there, a nice young team you got there. And I love that you're all going down memory lane with Vrabel being back and McDaniels being back, but good luck actually putting your foot in the ground and gaining some traction and doing it this year. Oh, wait a minute, they're 7-2. This is the first instance since that night in Buffalo where they got everyone's attention. Oh, I see what you're doing over there. Mm-hmm. This is a massive test. Bucks coming off of a bye. They are 6-2. Now you've got to go there and do it against the Bucks middle of the season. How good are the Patriots? A massive measuring stick as well for the Buccaneers. Because the Patriots don't give up rush yards to you. And all they do is get yards in chunks with this young MVP-type stud in Drake May, who Kurt Warner keeps saying is so good at throwing the deep ball, they look like handoffs. And at the same time, I did not mention the 6th game between divisional opponents, Bills at Dolphins. Because the Bills, this is one of those they should win, right? Throw records out when you go down to Miami. Throw records out when you go down to Miami in a divisional game, except, Tua might throw it to you. And we'll talk about that shortly. But this is a big game. for the Bills. Certainly if you think the Bucs might knock off the Patriots, and if that happens, the Bills can emerge through week 10 as a first-place AFC East team again. Sunday night, just up the road, week 10. The fourth game between teams at 500 or better. Steelers at Chargers. Okay, Steelers, you just took the ball 6 times from Daniel Jones and the Colts, and you punked the team that's been punking everybody else. And you got 2 rushing touchdowns from Jaylen Warren. Didn't get anybody in the trade deadline, but that last week, that's winning football. That's how you win your division when the Ravens keep getting larger in your rearview mirror. That's how you win your division and get a home playoff game. That's how you get an actual playoff win for your home team fan base that has been flipping out over how long it's been since you've won a playoff game, or the Chargers, who struggled in Tennessee last week and have lost now both tackles for the season, waiting on Omari and Hampton to come back. Can they keep winning football games for Jim Harbaugh? We just had Derwin James on yesterday. They're talking Super Bowl across the street here in El Segundo where the Chargers work out. That's a big game, too. Certainly if you think Denver's going to boat race the Raiders tonight and the Chiefs are on a bye week at 5-4. Chargers being 6-4, Steelers being 6-3 would be pretty big. Certainly if you think that one of the 4 games this week in week 10 as well, not just above 500 teams, but involve playoff teams from last year. And one of those games is Ravens at Vikings. Certainly if you think the Ravens are coming at you, or, hey, the Vikings were a higher register winning team last week. Wow, did you see what the Vikings did against the Lions? Huh? Oh, J.J. McCarthy might be that good, huh? Oh, okay. Maybe we should start paying attention to them. Well, the last time he won a division game on the road and then went home in week 2, there was an egg laid against Atlanta. And now here comes the Ravens having won 2 in a row. We just had Derrick Henry on Tuesday. Ping pong tables are gone. Lamar's back. And they've won 2 in a row. And they cannot stub a toe. That's what happens when you're 1-5. There's 0 margin for error, and the skull chants will be loud. They will be flipping out. This is a big game in week 10 because the Vikings at 4-4 right now can win this division because the Packers are 5-2-1. They're only a game behind a team that they just won at. And, oh, by the way, the Bears have entered the chat at 5-3, taking on a Giants team. That's always interesting to watch because Jackson Dart is still playing football because the football gods haven't taken away all the nice things from the Giants just yet. Hopefully not. The Lions are at the Commanders, another matchup between playoff teams. It's going to be in Mariota. The Lions need to show last week was just an aberration. Let's go. Win a game they're supposed to win. And the other teams, games involving playoff teams. I mentioned Steelers at Chargers, Eagles at Packers. This is what is at stake in week 10. Oh, by the way, the newfangled, we haven't pulled the ripcord on the entire fire sale season of the Jets taking on a Browns team who sends out Dylan Gabriel again in an offense that Kevin Stefanski is no longer calling plays for. And the echoes of those who talk about the Browns for a living in Ohio are getting louder with the words Shedeur Sanders being mentioned. Could this be that moment? As Justin Fields hopefully gets Garrett Wilson back, Breece Hall is still there, and so are everybody else they didn't trade for first overall draft picks. But they hope will turn out to be that. I mean, I didn't mention all the games, but it's pretty damn close. Oh, there's a Germany game, too. 4 windows of football Sunday. Falcons and Colts. Are they going to bounce back? Falcons need to win this one, too. If they want to be the team to try and catch the Carolina Panthers and raise their hands and say, we'll threaten Tampa, even though we've lost to them in week 1 because we couldn't make a kick back then.